We welcome you into the Pride pregame show here on this Friday evening. Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Whitenhouse here with you as we get set for Greensboro College women's soccer as they take on Roanoke College today. A busy weekend with us in the Maroons. Football taking on Roanoke tomorrow, but obviously our focus is on women's soccer here tonight. Coming off a 1-0 victory against Johnson and Wales on Wednesday night. And Stephen, one of the big things we saw was players taking advantage of opportunity with the injury to Shea Brennan, and then of course Kendall Cam leaves the game early with a injury as well. And so people who hadn't picked up a lot of big minutes so far this year finally got their chance.
Yeah, it's really cool to be able to see that. Early in the year to get even more players involved. Obviously, Trinity Robinson scored the game winner. Almost scored another one right after that. But you saw other players. Cameron Marcondes had like 5 shots, and a couple of them were very close to scores as well. Had to give a lot of credit to the Wildcats goalkeeper the other night because she made some really good saves. That very well could have been a 2 or 3 nothing game, but she held Greensboro to just 1 goal. But it was great to see the contributions from Audrey Edwards. She had a great game defensively as well. Allison Mann had some key plays defensively. So it was a team effort for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see some of those plays in our highlight package. And you mentioned the goalkeeper for Johnson and Wales, Zoe Balmer, had, I think, 10 saves was her final number there. You mentioned Cameron Marcondes. You want to talk about somebody who is certainly poised to take advantage of opportunities. At the beginning of the year, I was saying, hey, it's only a matter of time until Kendall Cam finds the back of the net. Well, she did in a big way against Averett this past weekend. I think it's Cameron Marcondes' turn now. 13 shots, 8 of them have been on goal.
Yeah, she's very, very close. You could see some frustration after one of her last shots last game because it was another good save by the goalie, and it's just those opportunities. If she continues to get them, she's going to put it in the back of the net for sure. It's only a matter of time. So she's been great to watch because she's also, she's one of the more aggressive players on the team. She's always around the ball. Plays the entire field, and so. She'll definitely get her goal here coming up soon. But it's great to see, that Greensboro has a lot of options like that. There's not just 1 or maybe 2 people that they can rely on. There's multiple players, even off the bench, with Trinity Robinson and Abby Lush and others that you can go to if you need a goal.
What is there to say about Cheyenne Hansen that we haven't said yet? 318 minutes of scoreless soccer so far from the freshman.
Yeah, I think it's a combination, too, of how well she's played and also how well our defense has played. We have a pretty stout defense, in 2025, and it has a lot of depth. We talk about the depth at other positions, but defense, we talked about Audrey and Allison coming off the bench and playing big minutes last game on the defensive line. You have, Senzata back there as well. She's a veteran presence. Just as a sophomore. But it's been a great combination of Cheyenne and the defense. Cheyenne made a key save last game. She kind of dove to her left. There was the open player about to take a shot, and Cheyenne dove for it and just kind of tipped off of her fingertips, denied that chance to score. So Cheyenne's been huge. She won Rookie of the Week a couple weeks ago, or Defender of the Week, I believe it was. As a goalie, so
was a finalist last week.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So she's been unbelievable, but I also think it's a combo of her and the effort that our defense is making too.
As we take a look ahead at Roanoke coming up tonight, this has been a season of streak breaking for not just women's soccer, but just Greensboro College athletics in general. Football, of course, the Soup Bowl, the big win, first season opening win since 2013. How about some of these numbers for Roanoke? And they're not pretty, I will warn you. Greensboro is 1-15-1 all time against the Maroons. They have lost 7 of their last 8, and they have scored 0 goals in their last 7 contests, dating back to 2004. Feels like a great night to end some of those streaks.
I think it is too, and I think you get Shea Brennan back today. She's going to try to give it a go, so that'll help for sure. But again, like we talked about, I think this team gives you a lot of opportunity to score. So we're going to hopefully break that streak tonight. But there's a lot of scoring threats on this team. And we just talked about the defense and the goalie with Cheyenne. So I think there's a possibility that it's a low scoring contest. But hopefully Greensboro can maybe put one in the net early and then play strong defense throughout and maybe get one and get win number 2 against Roanoke tonight.
Well, you talk about getting an early scoring opportunity. One thing Greensboro's been able to do time and time again this year is put a lot of shots on goal and worry the keeper. We'll see if they're able to do that again tonight. We'll take a look at the highlights from this past Wednesday. Here are the post-game thoughts of Coach Johnston and Trinity Robinson, and then we'll fast forward to today and get Coach Johnston's thoughts ahead of Roanoke this afternoon. As well. Now I believe we've got Trinity Robinson down there. Trinity, first off, a fantastic game today, and just kind of walk me through the goal you scored.
I just was going up the field. I saw that Kaylee had the ball, and I didn't expect it to go the way that it was going, but I just thought maybe if I got to it, then it would just go in. So I just tried my best, and I sprinted as much as I could, and I actually got there and scored.
Well, your speed was very much evident and on display today. Talk a little bit about kind of the whole, maybe not process necessarily of transferring to Greensboro, but what you thought you could bring to the table here.
I've always believed that I had a good work ethic and a good heart, and I just thought that maybe I could show a little bit more of that here rather than my last school. So I'm just glad that I'm here and I brought the energy. I
think everybody is ecstatic to see you here, and 5-0 or 3-0-1 rather for you guys here. Talk about your thoughts on the start to the season.
I think that we've had a pretty good start to the season. I think that we definitely can do some improvement, but so far we've done pretty good. So as long as we just keep progressing and doing good in practice, I think that we can make it really far this season.
Last question for you, Trinity. You guys had a lot of offensive looks today. 11 shots on goal, actually, and you had 3 of them. Talk a little bit about the pressure you guys were able to put on the goalkeeper today.
I think we had some good pressure on the goalie. We didn't get the opportunities to finish them, but I think that our chances were pretty good, and we just got to work on being able to finish them and put them in the goal.
Well, Trinity, thank you so much, and congratulations on the goal. Congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
We're going to hear from head coach Mike Johnston now, who picks up his 31st career win. And, Coach, first off, congrats on the victory today, and talk a little bit about your initial thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it was a weird game. To be honest with you, I thought that we started very, very flat, which is uncharacteristic for us, right? I thought that first group was, just a little bit flat. I thought we were ready to play. We had a great pregame. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was we got delayed a little bit with the men's start and whatever. But I tell you, we've talked all year about the depth of this group, right? And the second group came in and was fantastic. Literally fantastic. Ashley McElwain was flying up and down on the left side and giving us quality service. And one of the things we talked about at halftime is we've got to start finishing set pieces. Ashley and Alex both throwing darts in the box on our set pieces, and we just got to be able to finish those, right? But I think Trinity and Abby, with their pace in central midfield and up top in that first half, is clearly what changed the game for us. And Trin getting in and getting her first goal here, and all credit to her. It was a fantastic finish. Would like to have a couple more. It was a little hairy that last minute and 10 seconds, but we found a way, and I think that our depth really showed tonight. We talked in the second half. They're out here. A couple of their girls are cramping and things like that, and I think our depth was probably the difference, because they are a super quality team. Their forward was fantastic. And they got a couple looks late that we would have not liked to give them. But, Cheyenne with another clean sheet, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention her,
Absolutely, Coach. You mentioned Trinity, and obviously scores the goal. Missed another one, near miss about 2 minutes later, if even that. Talk a little bit about, obviously, there's a reason you guys went out and got her, and I think we saw a lot of that today.
Yeah, so the interesting thing with Trin is we've known her for a while. So she's a local NC Fusion kid, and, I've watched Trin play since she was 14, 15 years old. And then, just down the road at Western Alamance High School, actually saw her win a state championship 2 years ago with Abby Lush. And the cool thing is, both of them are friends, and then obviously the decision to go different places after high school, right? And then, when Trinity went in the portal, I think I had to probably be her first call. If I wasn't, I was pretty close to it. But, Trinity not only provides pace, technical ability to put the ball in the back of the net, but Trinity is also just a great culture piece. She's a fantastic young lady, and we're super excited to have her.
Last thing here for you, Coach, before we let you go and celebrate the victory. Quick turnaround. You've got a game on Friday and then one on Sunday. How do you guys get ready for it physically and mentally?
Yeah, we got to have a good recovery tomorrow. We'll do a lot of recovery stuff, a lot of stretching. Maybe get them in the pool, do a recovery. But no rest for the weary. I mean, Roanoke and Barry are two machines that are coming in here this weekend, and we've got to get ready in a quickness to be able to handle that. So.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you pregame on Friday.
All right.
Well, those were Coach Johnston's thoughts on Wednesday. Now we give him about 46, 48 hours later. And, Coach, what are your thoughts now if you've had a chance to look back at the tape?
Yeah, I thought overall, I think it was a good performance. I mean, anytime you get out with a 1-0 shutout win, I think it's quality. The goal we've had a chance to kind of go back and watch was a quality finish. I mean, I do think in that first half we probably should have put 2 or 3 more away. But to be fair, the last couple of minutes they probably should have put 1 or 2 away. So back and forth affair for sure. Overall pleased with the performance. Yesterday was all about recovery. We worked on some things specific to Roanoke, obviously, but basically a recovery session and getting ready for tonight.
Was talking to Stephen Widenhouse in the open of the pregame here, and man, we sure feel like Marcondes is due right now. 13 shots, 8 of them on goal. She's bound to find the back of the net soon.
It's one of those things when we talk about Cam, and Cam is we name a player of the game after every game, and she was our player of the game in our second match against Bob Jones. Her work rate is absolutely fantastic. She just provides such a different dynamic for us, and we were actually chatting the other day. I think if one goes in the back of the net, I really do think the floodgates are going to go open. I mean, she's just been knocking on the door for 4 games now, and super excited to see her get her first and kind of see her get off of there. But she has to get her first, and that's the key. So we hope that'll be tonight. But I mean, Cam's work rate has been superb.
No Shea Brennan and no Kendall Cam for most of the game on Wednesday. Talk a little bit about the players you saw step up and make the most of that opportunity.
Yeah, so the first one would be the goal scorer. Trinity Robinson came in, at the 10 when Kendall came off, and I thought it was fantastic. Scored a really, really quality goal. And, we talk about we have a lot of depth, and a lot of it is replacing position by committee. And I thought 2 subs came in the back the other night, in particular. Allison Mann and Audrey Edwards came in at the outside back positions and gave us huge minutes, and both were fantastic. So I think both of those young ladies stepped up and kind of absorbed the loss of Shea a little bit, and certainly all credit to them.
And obviously, still a couple hours before your game, we're not 100% sure on who's available, who's not. Everybody, I assume, ready to go if they're called upon to fill in those minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Again, we've talked about the depth all year, right? And 2 games at this level in 48 hours is a lot, right? So, I think we'll be ready to go. I'm excited about, kind of where we are and to see where we are against a quality opponent like Roanoke. But, again, I think everybody's ready to go. And this time of year, I think everyone just wants to be on the field.
Coach, you don't need me to tell you the numbers against Roanoke. They're not good. We'll leave it at that. So what are we going to see from them today?
Yeah, so Roanoke is, I think the first thing you're going to see is their physical team. The physicality is really, really quite good. I don't know that we've seen that type of physicality this year. They win balls in central midfield. Their backs are very physical, but they're also a very good technical soccer team. They play a good brand. Phil's been a friend of mine for a number of years, and Roanoke does things the right way, So I think for us, it's can we absorb that initial flow and can we match the physicality? I think if we can do those 2 things, I like our chances tonight.
Coach, that kind of feeds into the keys to the game that we always end with, and there was one that you and I were talking about a little while ago, and that's the one-on-one battles.
Yeah, I think, for us, we've talked all year, the system that we play is can we win the 1v1 battles, right? And so we challenged our central midfielders yesterday in training. Like, listen, you're going to have to win your 1v1 battles on Friday for us to be successful.
Well, Coach, thank you so much, and best of luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Kendrick.
It's Greensboro and Roanoke, and it's next on the Greensboro College Sports Network. And those were the thoughts of head coach Mike Johnston getting set for today's game between Greensboro College and Roanoke College. We're still a couple minutes away as we're still waiting on the starting lineups for today. Why don't we take a quick look at what else has gone on around the USA South today. Salem on the road at Hollins, and it is a 4-2 Spirits victory in that contest. Shaw defeated Pfeiffer today 6-0. Pfeiffer falling to 0-3 on the year. Berry, of course, defeated Meredith. You heard it right here in the Greensboro College Sports Network with Bobby Welch on the call. And we'll talk a little bit about what we saw there in that game, as obviously Greensboro is going to be taking on Berry on Sunday. Still to come this afternoon, Southern Virginia, Washington, and Lee. That one should be getting underway here in just a little bit. Eastern Mennonite, Mary Baldwin tomorrow. Averett on the road at Brevard tomorrow as well. Bobby, we still got a couple minutes as we're getting set for today's game, or game number 2. And obviously, when you're the second game of a doubleheader, always a little bit of a delay while you're trying to get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted and all that sort of deal. But gives us a little chance to break this game down a little bit more. So if you're Greensboro, obviously, what are you looking at here from this Roanoke team?
Well, you're 0-6 against them all time, so you've got a bone to pick with them first and foremost. And you got to use your depth, as Coach mentioned in some interviews recently, using the depth and the pace in the midfield that you have with Abby Lush and Trinity Robinson, who scored her first goal with the program against Johnson and Wales on Wednesday. Just utilizing those assets and creating the depth in the field is really going to be key to this game today.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the 0-6 since 2004, and in fact, that snapped there was a draw the game before that. They've lost 6 of their last 8 against them. 1-15-1 all time. That win coming back in the late 1990s. So it's been close to 30 years. But on top of that, and let's go ahead and throw this out now. They haven't scored in 6 straight matches against the Maroons. The last time they scored was in 2004.
Yeah, it's a long time. Well, you've got a strong defensive presence on your side as well. Cheyenne Hansen has not let a goal up this season. The team has only let up 1 goal all season. So you've got a really solid back line right there that's going to be really tough for Roanoke to break through. But, you know, on the offensive end, it's trying to fill the holes that Amory Skinner left last year and just utilizing all the different pieces that you have. Petroskis, the freshman, Marcondes, as you mentioned, who's looking to get her first goal of the season. She's been knocking on the door for a while, so you got a lot of options that you could roll with.
It's a very interesting situation here for women's soccer, and very much similar to a situation that men's soccer found themselves in last week, where they played Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, and now the women's team with that exact same schedule here, 4 games in 8 days, and this is game number 2. And early in the season, it's an opportunity to kind of test your sea legs a little bit and see where your conditioning is at and see where you stack up against some tough ODAC opponents.
Yeah, for sure. You've still got some time until conference play starts in the USA South, so it's really time to kind of iron out any wrinkles that you have and really just kind of see what you can do and what kind of level you can reach. Greensboro undefeated this year, 3-0-1. So they're looking to keep that streak going, but break that streak against the Roanoke Maroons, as you mentioned earlier.
Well, one good thing about this Greensboro College team, they have no problem firing away on net. This is a team that has outshot their opponents in all but one of their games so far this year, and I think we're certainly going to see more of that here tonight. We'll take a look at the starting lineup. First off, the goalkeeper for Roanoke is Grace Sushi, the junior from Montgomery, New York. The rest of the starting lineup, Carr, Fisher, Nicholson, Thaxton, McCullough, Fulkerson, Berry, Moffitt, Orndorff, and Walker. Who out of the Roanoke lineup stands out to you as far as if you had a player to watch, who would that be?
Mine would probably be Adriana Cortez, the hero against Jersey City last week, or Ava Walker, the freshman midfielder / forward. And she scored against Meredith and an assist in that game against New Jersey City. Freshman out of Martinsville, Virginia, could be a problem.
For Greensboro today, it's going to be Cheyenne Hansen in net. The rest of the lineup, Linker, Cole, Friedlander, Petroskis, Brennan, Marcondes, Tag, Robinson getting her first start of the year, Sanzata, and Dawson. And obviously you heard some of the pregame interviews. Shea Brennan trying to give it a go here today. She's in the starting lineup. Kendall Cam, who was injured early on last game against Johnson and Wales, not expected to play tonight. And so once again, it'll be up to probably some freshmen saying, hey, we need you to step up tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this freshman squad takes up half the team already, so you're going to have a heavy reliance on that young core, but they're certainly going to hope to do good things here.
Couple other veterans that had some increase in minutes last Wednesday. Obviously, Grace Garrity saw her playing time go up. So did Allison Mann, who was a regular starter last year. Trinity Robinson, the hero, she saw a good bit of playing time. And then also, of course, it'd be remiss if we didn't mention Audrey Edwards had her best game of the season as well. So that's a look at today's starting lineups. We'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, it's the Pride, it's the Maroons, and it's next on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. The lights are on, the stage is set, and we're ready for Greensboro College women's soccer here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits, Bobby Welch here with you from Greensboro, and we are sitting on the far sideline, would be the visitor sideline during football games. Obviously, both teams here setting up on what would be the home side for football. We have football tomorrow, but a different kind here tonight, and we are very excited for it. Greensboro College comes into today's game 3-0-1 on this season. Roanoke 2-2-1 are the Maroons. And Bobby, we were just talking about it at the end of the post-game show. A lot of freshmen have played some big-time minutes for Greensboro this year, and tonight's going to be no different.
Yeah, no question. Kaylee Petroskis, 2 goals against Averett and an assist against Johnson and Wales. She's certainly going to be someone you want to look out for. And along with that, a sophomore, Trinity Robinson. You mentioned the Guilford College transfer. She had 3 goals and 1 assist last year over there, and she scored her first goal with the Pride this past week. A lot to be excited about. And Mike Johnston's looking to get the first win against this Roanoke team in a long time. But this is a squad where it truly could be today's the day.
Trinity Robinson, the hero in Wednesday's 1-0 victory over Johnson and Wales. She's obviously no stranger to ODAC opponents, having played for Guilford last year, scoring her first goal with Greensboro on Wednesday, and it parlays into her first start with Greensboro here today. Roanoke coming off of a 1-1 draw against Randolph-Macon on September the 10th. That was Wednesday. A couple days previously, that 1-0 victory over New Jersey City. So after they lost their first 2 contests, they've gone 2-0-1 since then. So certainly a Roanoke team that's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. And you got to take a look at this. The shots per game, they're really pretty close. Greensboro's got 16.5, 14.6 for Roanoke. So it should be a pretty heavy-hitting game here on both ends of the pitch. Both teams are out here and ready to go.
Greensboro rocking the white jerseys with the green numbering and lettering. The Maroons with hardly any maroon on their kits today. The black jerseys with the white numbering and lettering. It'll be Roanoke controlling the opening kick. We are ready to get this one underway from Pride Field, and here comes Roanoke quickly working their way up the middle. Header the other way by Sanzata, picked up by Marcondes, but lost back again. We go 50-50 balls in the middle, and that's something that Coach Johnston talked about. Winning possession in the middle third could go a long way in determining the victor here today. Roanoke sending it down where it's going to be, thought it was going to be picked up there by Rosie Tagg. She's going to have to go and corral it. It will roll out of bounds, though. Lauren Fisher will throw it in. Cheyenne Hansen will come pick it up. What a year Hansen's had. Fantastic freshman campaign.
Yeah, 14 saves coming into the night, and not a single goal has gotten past her. She's been a lockdown protector.
Rebecca Carr with it, trying to work around Robinson on the near side. Fires that one in towards the box, a little bit too far for her intended target of Lauren Fisher, and again, Cheyenne Hansen covers it up. Little breezy, temperature in the mid-70s, certainly feels comfortable here. Sun is on its way down. You just kind of see it bouncing off of some of the buildings across our way. The entire playing surface is in the shade. Here comes Dawson down the near side. She'll scoot it on into Marcondes, working left side of the box. Now Marcondes trying to work back towards the middle. Fires this one across, and that's taken away by the Maroons. Good defense in the front of the box. Greensboro, though, with it. Here comes Petroskis. Petroskis tries to settle, fires this one in. It's going to miss wide and go out of bounds.
Yeah, just couldn't get her hips around that one. Easy goal kick for the Maroons.
Mentioned the keeper for Roanoke, Grace Sushi, 1.20 goals against average, a 76.9 save percentage this year. She'll fire this one towards the center line, picked up there by Roanoke, and that is Carr with it. Dawson fighting there with Nicholson. That goes further back and out of bounds. Here is Shea Brennan. Greensboro certainly thrilled to have her back in the lineup today. That's headed away by Fulkerson, the defender for Roanoke, and that goes out of bounds. Dawson to throw in this time. Or Brennan. Brennan threw it in. Dawson has the ball over here. Almost two balls in play. A little bit of confusion will result in a Greensboro turnover. You don't see that very often. Brennan trying to settle it on the near boundary. Sends it up ahead to Friedlander. Misses the header, but Marcondes is there. Marcondes working around McCullough. Good move there by Cameron Marcondes. Passes this to Friedlander. This could develop into something for Greensboro. Friedlander can get there. It's going to be poked out of bounds by Roanoke. Good defense.
Yeah, Greensboro had a nice looking attack up there, but they were missing anyone in the middle right there for her to actually play it to, so she kind of got on an island, had to take it all the way.
Greensboro thought they were about to get a corner. Instead, a quick officials discussion. Be a goalie kick here for the Maroons. And Sushi sends this one skyward. Headed there by Linker. Battling for possession. That's Rebecca Carr. Number 4 versus number 4. Nice feed on up ahead this time to Ava Walker. Walker trying to work on Brennan on the near boundary, and she loses control. It goes out of bounds. This time Brennan does throw it into Friedlander, heads it on up ahead to Marcondes, headed right back to Friedlander, back to Marcondes. Tit for tat here, feeds this one in. Oh, that's going to be knocked aside by McCullough. Possession still fought for. McCullough keeps it in bounds. Good job by Roanoke on the near boundary. Nicholson sends this one up ahead. Tag fighting with Carr. Carr gets the advantage and trying to work her way in. Fires this one across the box. A little chip, and that one's going to go wide off sides. Off the far side. Good look there for Roanoke, but there's a reason it was a good look.
Yeah, that was scary for sure, but you could definitely tell from the eye test that she was offsides, even from midfield.
5 minutes played. Cheyenne Hansen sends this on up ahead where Linker will head it. Marcondes now was looking for Friedlander, but goes a little bit too far and out of bounds. Fulkerson will throw it in, looking for Walker. Walker misses, settled there by Carr, working her way back in towards the middle. That's Berry. Now to Thaxton. That ball's going to roll out of bounds near the athletic trainer's cart. 39-24 to play first half. Neither team really is, other than the offsides for Roanoke, both teams still really looking for their first legitimate offensive opportunity.
Yeah, you saw some promise from that little 1-2 action between Dawson and Friedlander. It was really promising, to just tremendous build-up, and then they tried to do it one too many times.
Nicholson trying to split a couple defenders. Nice tackle there by Dawson. It takes Nicholson down as well. We play on. Ball may stay with the Maroons here towards the near right flag. Rebecca Carr with it. We've seen Carr get around a couple of guys. Good job there by the Greensboro defense, clearing that before it even gets back to Cheyenne Hansen. Pride keep it in bounds. And here's Claire Friedlander with it, working right in front of our position. Long feed up ahead to Marcondes. Marcondes racing with McCullough. And it will be Roanoke throwing in. Quick pace here, Bobby, in the early going.
Yeah, a lot of connections with these passes, just opening up space as you see them do right here from Roanoke.
Fisher, fancy footwork, trying to trip up Addison Cole. Cole played a lot of minutes on Wednesday as well. Pass to the far side. Working on Petroskis. It's going to go towards the far side of the box where Greensboro clears. Not all the way out, though, and it stays with Roanoke. Trinity Robinson pokes it away. McCullough keeps it from crossing the center line. It will now, however. That's Bree Fulkerson in front of us. Now back to McCullough. Long feed ahead where Greensboro will turn it the other way. Battle of the 23s, Berry and Robinson. Won by Roanoke. And in come the Maroons. That's stopped by Rosie Tagg. That one goes out of bounds off of the left foot of, I didn't see a number there. Off a Roanoke player. We'll go with that. I think that was 23. I believe that was Ashlyn Berry.
And you've seen the press here from Greensboro early on, as when the ball's on this back line for Roanoke, I mean, they're layering their press too, so that as soon as, you know, you get the pressure from one person, and then the other person is going to be back there ready for the overpass.
Irene Orndorff with it. Spins around Linker, long feed to the far side. Working back towards the middle now. Shot towards Hansen. She'll knock it down. Shot by Emily Moffitt, the defender from Aldie, Virginia. Hansen punts it away. Header missed there by Berry. Dawson's pass goes backwards where it's headed by Marcondes, but ends up in the possession of the Maroons again. This is Fisher. Fisher to Thaxton. Long feed across to Fulkerson here on the near side. Fulkerson, long distance shot's going to miss wide of the cage, and easy watch for Hansen as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, they gave her the space. They dared her to shoot. She did it, and it paid off for the Pride.
Well, what do we say in the pregame show? Neither one of these teams going to be afraid to shoot. 2 shots early for Roanoke. Only one of them has found their mark. That was from Moffitt. Linker trying to send this one on up ahead. There's Friedlander. Friedlander's pass turned aside, and Roanoke goes all the way back to Sushi. They'll reset. Sushi long feed up ahead to Fisher. Petrovskis, though, will come up with it. She'll send it out of bounds. Fighting for it up on the far side. Greensboro's going to come out of that little scrum with it. It's Linker. Linker long feed up ahead to Dawson. Can Dawson get to it? No, not quite. Poked out by Fulkerson. It's going to stay with Greensboro, though. Good feed.
That was beautiful.
Dawson to Brennan. Brennan, long feed up ahead to Sushi. Marcondes could have redirected that. She lets it go instead, and Sushi doesn't have to move to make the save.
Yeah, I think that one she was kind of debating whether she wants to just rip one or try and hit her teammate over the top there, and kind of ended up being something in between.
Headed there by Brooke Nicholson. Both teams exchanging touches here in the middle third, but Trinity Robinson with it now, trying to work her way across. Looks for a teammate, Marcondes, missed her. And it's going to be Ashlyn Berry the other way. Berry feeds to the middle of the pitch. Foot race here. Rebecca Carr. Carr working on Brennan. Stumbled a little bit there. Brennan with a slide tackle. Greensboro had possession, now lost it. Stays with the Maroons. And fed further down the near boundary. Here's Nicholson. Nicholson runs into a wall of two Greensboro defenders. Now this is Ava Walker. That's going to go wide as well.
She got a little too antsy right there. They had a good attack building up, and they had the numbers, but she wanted to go for it right there.
Cheyenne Hanson's going to have a really good understanding of where the near side post is here, with everything just missing would be to the shooter's right, as we've got a stoppage. Did you see what it was, Bobby?
Yeah, it was a foul on Rebecca Carr.
Okay.
Just a little too much contact going for the header.
I tell you, look away for 1 second. Rosie Tagg getting this one going. Long feed up ahead, headed away by Roanoke. A stumble there. Trinity Robinson with it now to Friedlander. Poked aside by the Maroons. It's going to be Carr with it now. Brennan eyeing her closely. Long feed up ahead to Nicholson. Nicholson working on Tagg. It goes out of bounds. Nicholson's throw in. And down goes Rosie Tagg, and a whistle there. It'll be the second foul in about a minute on the Maroons.
Yeah, Roanoke playing really aggressive here, trying to win that ball. You see the physicality, and you also see they're doing the high press that I was mentioning Greensboro doing earlier. I mean, as soon as Greensboro gets the ball in their own half, they're already swarming on them.
Dawson long feet ahead. Taken away, though, by Frances Thaxton. Thaxton sprinting in front of the Greensboro bench, and a feed up ahead now. Still working the far sideline. Feathered ahead by Fisher. This one service to the front of the box. Greensboro trying to clear it instead. The kick is up, and it is good. No three-pointer. Oh, the car on the street had to put on the brakes to avoid going over the soccer ball. A whole lot of interesting stuff that was not pertinent to the game itself.
And that's one where she's going to want that one back. It was such a brilliant build-up. Found her with space and a good angle to take the shot, but just absolutely ripped it into orbit.
Peeking over the shoulder of our producer, Stephen Whitenhouse, did you get a replay of the field goal attempt? Foot race up to the far side, or near side rather. It's McCullough and Marcondes. Goes out of bounds, and Cameron Marcondes will throw it in. She does now to Dawson. Dawson shielding from Nicholson. Greensboro sends it back out to the middle third. Good move there by Tagg.
It got everyone in the bleachers excited over there to our right.
Little miscommunication between Rosie Tagg and Alex Dawson. I think they're both looking at each other saying, what did you want me to do? Well, we got the football team over? Yeah, football. It makes sense. You didn't need me to tell you that, did you, Bobby? You could have guessed.
Man, but that kind of energy, it's electric to have here because that really can propel a team more than you would think.
And it has a few times this year. Football came to the season opening volleyball tri-match, and it was a rocking Haynes Gymnasium earlier this year.
I can imagine.
Maroons throwing in here. It's Carr. Gets through Shea Brennan. And now starts to speed up the near boundary. Fires this one in towards the middle. Here comes Fisher. But Sanzada's there to take it away. Walker with it. Back to Fisher. Fisher tries to send it further back. Trinity Robinson says, I'll take that. Up ahead to Friedlander. Friedlander's got options up the far side. Long feed up ahead. Just past Francis Thaxton. It's a foot race. Linker can't get there. Thaxton finally is trying to send it back towards the center line. It crosses. So does Petroskis. And the ball crosses out of bounds.
Man, that looked really good there for a second. If she could have hit Linker just a little bit further ahead, that could have done some damage.
It's kind of been the same song, next verse for both men's and women's soccer this year. You see the thought processes on offense, especially on the long passes. They just haven't really connected on many of them early on. Thrown in far side. Sanzada looking for Marcondes. Can't quite save it from going out of bounds. Coming up on 17 minutes deep. And we're going to have our first substitution of the game. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a foul. I'm sorry. There was a Roanoke player on the far side that got up. I thought she came in from a kneeling position on the far side. Look, I never claimed to have good depth perception, all right? Free kick here, just past the center line. And tripping on the attempt over there. Turf Monster just reached out and got her.
Yeah, those stadium lights sure are bright.
Long feed towards the far flag. Out of bounds it goes. And it'll be a goal kick here for Hanson.
Yeah, the Maroons leading 4-0 here early on. And the ball has spent a lot of time in Greensboro's defensive half.
And for the year, that's very uncharacteristic for Greensboro. However, Coach Johnston certainly hinted in the pregame show today would be a fight. Friedlander with it. Spins around her defender. Nice move there, getting around Nicholson. Sanzada now trying to do the same, cannot do so. And it's again taken by Roanoke as McCullough sends this back to Sushi.
Yeah, you're seeing the press making them push it all the way back.
Nice feed on up ahead to Nicholson up the near boundary. Nicholson feed in the middle to Fisher. Fisher tried to wind up on that one. Addison Cole got a foot on it. And Dawson tries to send this further up as Greensboro tries to clear. It's Friedlander trying to work around her defender, Fulkerson. Sends this further back and fired out of bounds by Linker. This one headed away to Sanzada. To Marcondes. Marcondes spinning around Barry. Now to Dawson. Back to Linker. Linker rocking the pink cleats. Actually, I think they all may. Most of them are. Can't miss those shoes out here. Although a couple Roanoke players, I think, rocking the pink as well. Another feed up ahead. This is going to the far side to Fisher. Fisher pops this into the left side of the box. Greensboro sends it right back out. Fisher tries to return it from whence it came, and Hanson says, I'll stop that. 20 minutes or thereabouts already in the books here in the first half. Hansen boots that away, headed by Barry. Now by Marcondes. And here's Fulkerson with it. Fulkerson to Walker. Back to Fulkerson. In the middle looking for Carr. Now down the near side, that's going to be Nicholson, too far out of her reach, out of bounds.
Just too much hot sauce on it.
Greensboro throws in. Friedlander trying to settle. Work around her defender. Now blocked away by Fulkerson. And out of bounds off of Nicholson. Nope, I think the officials are going to say out of bounds off of Dawson. Dawson tried to pull a quick one there. Thrown into Carr, who immediately sends it out of bounds. I don't think there's any doubt on that one.
And she's probably thinking ball don't lie right now.
Yep. Friedlander, nifty pass there. Unfortunately, nobody on the receiving end of it. Out of bounds off of Roanoke, but then Dawson on the throw-in. I don't know if that ball ever actually came inbounds.
I don't think it did. And you also got to see this field, the way it is, you know, it's the edges are slanted outwards and down. You got to account for that when you're throwing it close to the edge.
Out of bounds almost to the Porta-Johns across the street.
Hopefully we didn't disturb anyone.
Look, we tell the details, good and bad, around here. The good, bad, and the stinky. Here we go. Tag, trying to take it away from Fulkerson. Cannot do so now to McCullough. McCullough all the way the offensive third for Roanoke, at least just barely. Feels like these two teams kind of alternating. One touch for you, one touch for me. This one a long feed, tried to settle it down was Carr. Carr working around Brennan, cannot do so. Now here's a shot from Walker, and that one just over the uprights. Had a lot on that one, and I tell you what, I think if you're Greensboro here, I think you're realizing, hey, this Roanoke team came to play.
Yeah, they're up 6 shots to nothing now, and that one just seared past the crossbar. Just a little bit too much on it, but they're knocking on the door right here. Greensboro's got to generate some offense if they really want to make something happen here.
Maroons doing to the Pride what the Pride have pretty much done to everyone else so far this year. Good thing for Greensboro, and I'm sure we'll see it here before too long. They talk about the depth of this team. Roanoke working up the far side. Fisher, feed up ahead to Walker. Walker trying to push this in on Carr. Hansen goes out and snags it herself.
What a save.
Absolutely, and I think that's huge, too, when you think about the fact that, you know, she's already faced some difficult opportunities, and that one she almost takes away before it even becomes one.
She's trying to keep that clean sheet on the season, and she doesn't want to let that go easily.
Came into today 318 scoreless minutes.
Yeah, you talk about impressive.
Yes. Throw in here on the near side, it'll be Bree Fulkerson to Carr. Carr shielding Brennan. Fires this one in. Looking for Fisher. Greensboro's going to clear it out of bounds. Right now, I think the word for Greensboro has been survival.
Yeah, they've definitely been on their heels so far in this matchup. And with Carr coming up down the wing, she's got the speed, she's got the size. She's posing a major threat right now.
Another soccer ball sent out of bounds will result in another throw in, this by Walker. Brennan sends it up to Friedlander, but taken away again by the Maroons, headed out of bounds by Linker. Throw into Walker. Walker, long feed up ahead to Fulkerson. That went out, but we play on.
And we have a whistle now. I think just a little bit delayed there.
Just took a second for the ref to see his linesman.
Brennan barking the shots. Fires it just above our position. Down goes a support beam, or a safety beam, rather. Things may be falling apart here, but Cheyenne Hansen certainly looks cool, calm, and collected, even though she's been peppered all evening. Long feed up ahead to Moffitt. Moffitt trying to cut the corner, and again sent out of bounds. Back line for Greensboro has been busy this evening.
Yeah, no question. They've had their fair share of action, and they've really got to try and get numbers behind the ball, push it up, move as a unit, because as of right now they're having a lot of trouble getting it past that midfield line.
Throw in up the far side, Moffitt. But Petroska sends it again right back out of bounds, making the director of athletics, Jerry Fisk, earn a couple steps. Going to pick that one up. Oh, no, that's not Jerry over there. I thought it was Jerry. Is it? It is, yeah. That one off of the back of Addison Cole. Moffitt going for it. Greensboro, though, going to send it the other way, at least for a moment. We have a stoppage. We have a Greensboro player down in the corner, or near the corner. But she'll get up. I see 3 substitutes about to come in for the Pride.
Yeah, no surprise that they're going to be the first ones to make the substitution after Coach was talking about the depth of this squad, especially with a freshman squad. That's something that is really good to have.
Take a look at who that is. I see Grace Garrity coming in. McElwain is coming in as well. And Robinson, 23, checks out as well. But in is McElwain, Garrity, and somebody else. Right now headed by Roanoke. Greensboro trying to put a little pressure on the offensive side. They've not been able to do that so far. Oh, it's Abby Lush, number 21, checked in as well. So McElwain, Lush, and Garrity in for the Pride.
Yeah, and Coach talked about the speed of Abby Lush. We saw her last year as well. She's a sophomore, one of the few returners in this lineup. And, yeah, she's been electric up that wing.
Yeah, I mean, she's won the amount of foot races to pick up a ball in the corner has been impressive this year. A delay of some sort. A Rosie tag. Yep, they're cleaning up looks like a cut on Rosie's leg. Everything appears to be no worse for the wear. We're ready to go. Roanoke throws it in. Fisher letting that one bounce down the far boundary. It'll go out of bounds. And a foul called on Greensboro.
Yeah, interesting strategy by Nicholson there to kind of wait until she got close to her defender to then make her move, make her bite, and draw the foul.
Long feed in, cleared away by Cole. Rebound from Barry hits Cole. Now working further in is Carr. Carr's shot turned aside by Rosie Tagg. Good job by Tagg interrupting the shooting lane.
Yeah, Carr had nowhere to go after that closeout.
This one's sent away by Walker. It's going to roll all the way out of bounds. Yeah, I think Greensboro's defenders certainly earning their ice cream cones here today. They still do that after games for Little League and
for me, it was always the orange slices and the chewy bars.
Okay.
You know? And the Capri Suns.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Nostalgia in a packet.
There you go.
Couple Roanoke subs coming in. Looks like number 22, Casey Schmidt. I think coming in also is Riley Dobransky is checked in. And number 28, Jenna Wadden has also come in. Thrown in by Fulkerson. McElwain fighting with Carr up the near side. Now Friedlander getting past one defender. Good job there. Fires this further up ahead to Lush. Lush had someone behind her but didn't keep possession long enough to find her teammate. Here comes Shea Brennan sending this to McElwain. Pass goes wide and out of bounds. Fulkerson, long feed up ahead, headed away by Brennan. And off of Casey Schmidt to Friedlander and out of bounds. Possession stays with Greensboro. McElwain, long throw towards Lush. McCullough gets a foot on it. Back and forth we go. Stays with Greensboro for the moment. Friedlander chips this one in towards the box. It'll go out of bounds again. Stays with Greensboro. They'll throw in.
Yeah, you see the Pride getting a little excited here. They had a nice little build-up. They're getting into their half, and they almost gave it away.
Friedlander back to McElwain. Back to Friedlander. And out of bounds. Finally, possession goes over to the Maroons. Carr trying to get around Brennan. She does, but a little too aggressively, and I think it's the second time she's tried that move, and it hasn't worked in her favor.
Yeah, I mean, you see her using the size to her favor, and
she backs her defender down, kind of flips it over both of them.
Oh, it's a real nice move if she can get it to work, but she's got to avoid some of that contact.
Speaking of nice moves, Friedlander over to the middle. That pass intercepted, however. Addison Cole sends it back, and it goes out. Under 15 to play, first half. Whole lot of nothing in the score column. For Greensboro, a whole lot of nothing in the shot column. We've spent most of the evening looking in Greensboro's defending third of the pitch. Taken away there, at least for a brief moment, by McElwain. Carr's going to regain possession. Sends it back to Fulkerson, who fires this one deeper still. Greensboro will redirect. Here comes Schmidt, knocked out of bounds by Friedlander. For Greensboro, it seems like there's just a lot of clearing without really looking at where their teammates are. It's just trying to get it out of harm's way.
Yeah,
and not, hey, what can I do with this?
Yeah, they've been in panic mode for the majority of this match, just being pressed and peppered, like you said. And now it's like as soon as they can get on the ball and get an attack going, they're trying to force it, or they're not thinking as much of connecting the passes.
And we see the closing speed of Abby Lush there. Not able to quite get to her defender. And speaking of speed, here come the Maroons motoring down the far side. Long feed up ahead to Carr. She can't corral it. Stays with Roanoke up the far side. Carr trying to get to it. Shot goes wide. Carr ends up on her back. And another substitution. This will be Allison Mann coming in. And I think Shea Brennan's coming out. Obviously, you want to be careful with her coming back from an injury, so no surprise they're going to give her a little break here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to re-aggravate anything and cause bigger problems for yourself and for your team. Wise decision by Coach Johnston there.
Especially because not trying to look too far into the way that things were phrased earlier today, but the quote we got was she was going to try to go. And I'd say 30 minutes in the first half is more than trying. She did a great job.
And against this offense that has just been hammering them so far, I mean, that's really impressive, the work that she's done on this field.
Shots 8-0. Shots on goal 2-0. So Hansen continuing her, I would almost say, expected brand of excellence this year. McCullough trying to size up her options. Long feed up ahead towards the middle of the pitch to Carr. Carr working around Tag. Tag takes it away. Rosie to McElwain, sends it back to Mann. Mann thought about sending it deep instead, back to Tag. Tag working the middle. Long feed up ahead. That's turned aside. Fighting for it in the middle. Taken by Schmidt to Fulkerson. Fulkerson passing down the near boundary. Back to Schmidt. Tripped up by Allison Mann. I think we'll have a foul.
And that was actually really good defense by Mann, too. Just, I think this ref playing to a lot of contact and not letting a lot of stuff fly on either end. So they just got to kind of look into that and use that to their advantage, kind of give space and create space.
Free kick to Fulkerson. And the junior fires, headed away by Greensboro. Again, good defense. Fulkerson, though, able to pick up the carom, comes all the way back to her. Tries to work down the near side, working on tag. Sends this further in and out of bounds.
We got a corner.
Would that be our first? Yeah, first for either side today. I was about to say, I don't feel like that's happened yet.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Trying to see a number down here, 25? Actually, I think it's Jenna Wadden down there, 28. Sends that into the box, header miss, but a rebound, taken away. Oh, a score buried in the near corner. Hansen made the initial save, but came back out in too juicy of a rebound to surrender. And Roanoke takes a 1-0 lead.
29, I believe. I'm trying to confirm the number. Yes, 29.
Yeah, Irene Orndorff right there. Just right place, right time. That ball just bouncing around, going back and forth like a pinball in that box. Greensboro unable to clear it, and Maroons go on top. I'm kind of surprised that it's happened this late with the pressing they've been doing.
Absolutely. First goal of the season for Orndorff and first allowed by Cheyenne Hansen this year. I think the other thing for Greensboro, too, it's almost demoralizing that it happened this late in the first half. He's like, hey, we fought them off for this long, and you get so close to halftime, and all of a sudden you're down.
It looked like they had to get the clock running right there.
It'll be 9:18 to go and counting. Sent on ahead to Lush, but Francis Thaxton will redirect it. Coming up at halftime, obviously Greensboro football with their home opener tomorrow. Hold that thought as this could develop here for Roanoke. As there's going to be a trip going down. I think was that Madeline Zoke there.
Bad news for the Pride right here.
Yeah. Greensboro trying to put a little bit of a wall up in front. .28 to go and counting. This one redirected. Hansen able to get to it. Good reflexes from Cheyenne Hansen. As Greensboro's going to start working their way down. Again, a reminder with Greensboro College football home opener tomorrow against Roanoke. We'll have a quick preview coming up during the halftime show. A look back at the Soup Bowl last week, an exciting 21-7 victory against Guilford. So we'll take a look at that, and if that doesn't get you in the mood for some football tomorrow, I don't know what will. That'll be a noon kickoff tomorrow. We'll be on the air with the Pride pregame at 11:45. Long feed up ahead to the far right-hand side. First real opportunity for Greensboro. It's sent back up the other way, though, by Roanoke. Goes out of bounds at the Maroon bench.
Now Greensboro, you see their numbers up. You only got one person that's not the goalie on their own defending half. They really want to generate something before that halftime whistle.
And, it's got to be a little surprising for the Pride. Obviously, as I said earlier, kind of having done to them what they've done to so many other teams. I certainly see maybe being a little bit shell-shocked. But I think Coach Johnston, obviously a very veteran coach, can certainly, or hopefully at least snap them out of it at the half. Playing a very veteran coach for Roanoke. You want to talk about impressive. How about a guy who's in his 37th season winningest coach in program history. And here's the interesting thing. So he's won 2 ODAC championships, is a 5-time coach of the year in women's soccer, but is also a coach of the year in men's tennis.
Yeah, he had his stint back then. What was that, 97?
Yeah, in the mid to late 90s, yeah.
Man, yeah. That is – and it was both in the same year that he won one of them. I mean, that's –
it's hard enough to be coach of the year in one sport, let alone 2, let alone in the same season.
Yeah, my goodness, that's really spectacular.
Long feed up ahead for Greensboro. Marcondes trying to split between a couple defenders. It's going to be headed away, though, by McCullough to Garrity. Garrity working around her defender, Dobransky, now in the far corner. Both kind of tangle there. Greensboro's got a substitution coming. That's going to be Grayley, I think, coming in. Yep, Hillary Grayley is in. Linker is out. Also
That's
looks
Emma
like
Carroll stepping in as well.
Emma Carroll, yep, the freshman. She saw her most minutes of her career against Johnson and Wales. Thought she played well in the middle third. Not a whole lot of numbers necessarily to show for her efforts, but I think she was certainly added to Greensboro, at least in terms of trying to grab possession and settle things down in the middle third. Pride with their first corner attempt of the evening. Corner opportunity, a low liner. The redirect is, just turned aside on the far side. Garrity with it. She'll fire it back in. It can't make it through the initial wave of bodies. Greensboro still trying to hang on to possession, cannot do so. Pride with their best look here before the half. And here comes Roanoke now. Schmidt with it. Feed up ahead. Over the head of Tag. What a pass. Audrey Edwards, great job redirecting that one for Greensboro. Mackenzie Taylor missed on the settle. Marcondes now racing for it with Lauren Rubino. Now it's Lush. Lush trying to get to it. She gets tangled up with the defender. Back and forth we go here. Just past the midway line. Wadden with it. And she'll send it across near side to Fulkerson. A lot happening here inside the final 5 minutes. Greensboro, their best offensive look. Overrun there by, I believe that was Carroll. As that goes out of bounds. I tell you, Bobby, I can't help but get the thought that for the Pride, maybe corners are going to be your best opportunity to score today, just generating traffic in front of the net.
Yeah, I mean, that was the closest they've came to a goal today, and you know, when you can automatically get people and the ball in the box at the same time, that's when you're going to have your best chance of evening this game out.
Senior Emily Moffitt on the corner kick. Not a whole lot standing up in front of the net. Now they start to crash in. Greensboro turns it aside. That was Edwards, I believe, getting a piece of it. Sent back out. And redirected off of the side of Grace Garrity. Sit in, near side of the box. Service to the middle, shot goes wide.
31 on that shot. That was a really promising build-up as well.
Madison Zoke on the shot.
I mean, that was a great feed. Yeah, that was a great feed, too. And you saw that it just kind of bounces off her shin. She couldn't get the contact that she wanted on the ball, and it just flies out of bounds. No control over it when it hits you there.
Just kind of feels like Greensboro keeps playing with fire on the defensive end and only have gotten burned once. Fed on up ahead from Garrity to Marcondes. You can see the frustration on Marcondes' face there. Was wanting to hit McElwain and missed her.
Yeah, just a little too much spin on it.
McElwain fighting with Hecker. Now across to Schmidt. A little bit further on is Zoke. Zoke trying to split through a couple defenders. She does. Continuing to work. That shot just goes high off of the crossbar of the football goalpost and back in play. Obviously out of bounds, but.
Holy cow, that was that was quite the one-man army attack.
Jenna Elliott checking in. Marcondes comes out. I think for Greensboro right now, I think what Coach Johnson's saying is, guys, just hold on. Let's get to halftime. Let's regroup. Let's make a plan. But hold on for the next minute 45. Headed there by Garrity. Sent on ahead by Elliott, but McCullough sends it the other way. Foot race to the far side where it goes out of bounds. 90 seconds to go first half. Teams trading touches. Opportunity to get around the defender for Elliott. Can't quite do so. It's sent further back for the Maroons. Long feed up ahead. Garrity redirects that one, but she's boxed out. Long feed up ahead to Schmidt. Schmidt cannot keep it from going out of bounds. 55 seconds to go in half number one. Garrity splits through a couple defenders. Lush not able to catch the carom. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for McElwain. McElwain trying to get to Lush. McCullough instead gets to it. Now McCullough and McElwain fighting for it. And another whistle. I think they're going to say a little too much extracurriculars from McElwain.
Yeah, and that's something that, she definitely doesn't agree with. Fighting for the possession right there, 30 seconds left in the half as that clock ticks down. She's definitely frustrated with that call.
Sushi going to kick this one away. Allow Roanoke to have a few more people in position. Off Greensboro can get something going before Sushi gets all the way back. They can't. Inside of 10 seconds left and sent out of bounds by Garrity. And that's pretty much going to do it in the first half. Well, it was a roller coaster ride of which the Pride have more or less managed to hang on in the first 45 minutes. Some work to do when we come back from the break as Roanoke leads it 1-0 after 45 minutes of play. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at the football preview as far as the looking back at the Soup Bowl, and we'll take a look at the first half numbers as well on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. It is damp. It is wet. The raindrops are thick, and under what better backdrop would we rather have the Soup Bowl be played? Greensboro and Guilford getting set for the 24th annual Soup Bowl.
a contest the Greensboro Pride have not won since 2012. Football in the air, hello 2025. Kick taken back at the 5-yard line, working up towards the middle to the 20. He's got a little bit of a window to the 25, to the 30. He might go all the way to the house, down the sideline, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Pride! Sincere McIntyre to the house, and that is how you make a statement. 3rd down and goal, we'll call it from the 7-yard line. 3 receivers bunched up to the near side. Robles takes the snap a little bit low, dropping back, looking to his right. Now steps up in the pocket, gets away from one Greensboro defender, takes off to the left, he'll score.
A.J. Brown.
One second left on the clock in the first half. This will be about a 43-yard drive for Guilford. Snap, spot, kick is up. It's going to be left. No good. And we go to the half all square at 7 here in the 24th annual Soup Bowl. And Greensboro is sending out Josh Sims here. The 8, Greensboro's got to find a way to punch this one in. Take a commanding lead. Sims looking to throw, fires this one. He's got his man, Dykes, touchdown! The Pride take a lead late in the 3rd quarter. Dykes sneaking out of the backfield. Sims under center, puts Prevet in motion, dropping back, rolling to his right, now tries to fire across. He's got a man wide open! Greensboro about to win the Soup Bowl for the first time since 2012. Following the turnover, Greensboro can pretty much run out the clock. 1:13 to go, and Guilford can only stop it once. 40-second threshold, now he's ready. Sims takes a knee. And it doesn't look like the Quakers are going to stop the clock. For the first time since 2012, Greensboro College has won the Soup Bowl. Bring that trophy back across town. The Pride start 1-0. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories.
All right, let's take a look at some of the first half numbers here for Greensboro and Roanoke. I think the big thing for the Pride right now is the shots. I mean, you look at it, and it's 12-0 the shots on goal right now, and 12-0 rather the shots, and 4 of them have been on goal for Roanoke. One of them found the back of the net off of the foot of Orndorff, and 4 fouls for the Maroons, 3 for the Pride, 2 corners for the Maroons, 1 for the Pride. But I think the big thing, I mean, obviously you look at the 1-0 score, and Bobby, the big thing that stands out is just the shots and the fact that Greensboro's just not generating a lot of offensive pressure.
Yeah, they're having a lot of trouble carving their way through the Roanoke defense, and you know, it's all been pretty much on their back line for the majority of this game, just getting kind of battered. So that one goal by Orndorff, it was definitely, it was inevitable. Because they weren't able to really move that ball up, but you know, Coach Johnston having a chat with this undefeated squad, so I'm sure that they'll come back and kind of see what they can do to generate that offense. They haven't really been controlling it in the midfield. Roanoke hasn't really been doing a lot of playing from the back either. It's just been really aggressive, and it's been working for them. But Greensboro still kept it to 1, which is really impressive after getting 12 shots fired at you, 9 of them being off target, just because Roanoke's shooting, firing at will.
Real quick here, about 30 seconds before we step aside, one last time, who's your X factor for the second half? If Greensboro comes back, who's it going to be because?
I want to say Trinity Robinson. I feel really good about her. The sophomore midfielder, she just scored against Johnson and Wales on Wednesday. I feel like she's going to try and keep the iron hot.
I think for me, it may be Cheyenne Hansen. Old Ken Stabler, back for the Raiders in the 70s, a lot of times would tell his team, just hang on until halftime and I'll figure something out. And I kind of feel like that's what we're doing here. Hang on and let somebody get it figured out. We'll step aside one last time. Greensboro looking to make up a 1-goal deficit when we come back in the second half. Pride trail at 1-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Second half about 10 seconds away from getting underway. Taking a look at Greensboro as they head back out onto the pitch. You notice Grace Garrity is going to begin the second half as a starter. So too is Marcondes Petroskis. I see Trinity Robinson, Shea Brennan, Alex Dawson. There's Linker, there's Cole. There's one more that I'm trying to see right in front of us. Claire Friedlander is getting her shoe tied. And Rosie Tagg. So that's what Greensboro looks like as they come back out onto the pitch for second half action. And one, we'll see about the adjustments they made, Bobby, in the halftime break. And I think the second thing, too, is, you can't allow a quick goal here. You want to talk about taking the momentum away, and that is about how you pop the balloon.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to play like they did for the first about minute or two of that first half, where they really were pushing. It was Marcondes trying to break through. And now they've got the ball in the midfield.
Long feed up ahead. Friedlander looking for Petroskis. Feed just too far and over the end line. I don't know that Petroskis was going to win that foot race against Emily Moffitt anyways.
Well, I could see her starting her run, and then she was going to be offsides if she kept going, so she had to kind of slow her momentum and then get back into it, and she was never going to get to that ball.
Sushi to Thaxton. Fed on up ahead to Carr. We've said her name a ton tonight.
Yeah, she's been moving.
Carr feeds this over to the middle to Fisher. Fisher trying to work past Garrity. Now a nice feed back to Carr, but kicked out by Cole. Just about missed a couple people on the far side of the bleachers. Or just about hit. She did miss them. Feed on up ahead to Carr. I don't think Carr was ready for it. She's able to maintain possession, however. And we've got a whistle and a push down here. Push from Petroskis.
Yeah, Carr going down there. It was smooth to keep it in bounds, and then just kind of takes the tumble right there, giving them a free kick and a really good spot for the Maroons.
Practically the same angle that you would see a corner here, so you see the teams kind of set up in a similar fashion. See what this set piece looks like. High floater that Cheyenne Hansen watches right into her gut.
Tell you what, that really could have been dangerous if it was a better strike on that, because, they've got three people in the wall right there, which is kind of an unnecessary wall from that angle. So if they were able to connect to Boots right there, it could have been disastrous for the Pride.
Instead, it's Roanoke on the near boundaries. We've obviously switched sides, so the Pride now working our left to right. The Maroons going right to left, and they are doing so now. Ava Walker, fancy footwork to get around Garrity. Nice feed on up ahead. That's Nicholson. But Dawson winning that foot race, and Carr with a shoulder slam, if you will, to Dawson. Be a free kick for Greensboro.
Yeah, ref was moving over there like he might pull something out of his pocket, but no cards shown. Just a little back and forth between Carr and this back line.
That may be something worth watching as the rest of this second half unfolds. If somebody on either side gets into someone's head. Greensboro to throw it in right about the center line. Teams trading touches. That'll go out. And here comes Roanoke to throw it in. That's Nicholson. Again, back and forth the touches. Walker with it. And it goes out. Shea Brennan to throw in. She sat out about, the final 13 minutes or so of the first half. McCullough missed on the clear attempt. Greensboro tried to get something going, but it's taken away. They had somebody in the middle. I believe that was, who was it there? Schmidt? No, that was Thaxton. Long feed up ahead to Carr. Tag trying to meet her. Carr worked inside, now out. Redirect here in front of the box. Greensboro clears it away for a moment. Here's Trinity Robinson with it. And you think about how Roanoke scored the goal, it was kind of off a rebound, so those certainly have been dangerous tonight.
Yeah, Lauren Fisher, that was dangerous right there. If she kept her eyes down a little bit longer, that would have been surely a goal for the Maroons. Just kind of shanked it, picked her eyes up just a little bit too early.
Thaxton to her left, feed up ahead to Carr, tried to chip it to Moffitt. Moffitt was in no position to get to it, so Greensboro to throw it in. That'll be Cole. Cole looking for Friedlander. Friedlander, good job shielding her defender, but there was no one behind it to get the ball. Ends up being a turnover. Ashlyn Berry with it. Greensboro takes it away up the far side. Speed here for the Pride. Long feed up ahead. It's Marcondes. Can she get to it? Not able to get to it in time. It rolls out. I'll tell you, it sure gets hard to see numbers down there in that far corner.
Yeah, you're going to have to start using these binoculars a little bit more.
Learn a lesson from me. Make sure you got them facing the right way. I said, well, why are these smaller? Sushi fires it away. Greensboro comes up with it for a moment. It's Garrity. Garrity passes to a Maroon. That's Fisher. Fisher's got Carr up ahead. Dribbling towards the middle. And Greensboro going to take it away. Well, Carr takes it away from Tag, and she's going to be called for it.
Yeah, she was offsides right there. They called it on the deflection, but as soon as she got a boot to it, she was coming from the other side of that back line. Those are always like kind of murky gray areas where it's like the pass was made and she was offsides, but then it touched someone else. But when it's your own teammate that passes it and it takes a deflection and then you get to it and you were offsides, you're still offsides.
Oh, McCullough misses. Greensboro's got numbers. Here comes Marcondes. Marcondes, it's saved by Sushi. Another near miss for Marcondes. That could have been the big equalizer for the Pride. Oh, she's got to be frustrated.
Yeah, that was the most golden chance we've seen today. Just took a heavy touch, got a little excited right there. She's hoping that they can get another chance like that.
Carr trying to settle it. She gets past her defender. Down goes Cole. And Cole's going to be shown a yellow card for the flop. No. It wasn't Cole, though. I think it may be Tag. I thought Cole was the one on her, but he walked right past her. So I'm not sure who actually.
I think it might have been on Carr.
Oh, it was on Carr.
She's been really physical tonight. The ref's taking notice of it, and he's going to make sure that she cools out a little bit with the contact.
We're not going to name names. Somebody's feeding us some false information over here. Hey, I appreciate your work. Out of bounds off the touch from Roanoke. Greensboro to throw it in, still on their own half of the pitch. Friedlander trying to work around her defender Moffitt to Robinson. Up ahead to Marcondes. She'd love another opportunity. This is going to go back to Sushi. That opportunity will not come here.
Yeah.
Fed on up ahead. I'm sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
I was just saying, you mentioned before the game how Marcondes is definitely knocking on the door, hungry for a goal, and you hate to see it for her in that moment. I know she's hoping she can get another shot at it.
Well, I tell you what, if she was knocking on the door before the game, now she's got the axe, and she said, "Here's Cameron."
Yeah,
okay, terrible movie reference there.
Now.
Shot from Carr. No, she tried to go across the box, had no teammate on the far side. Nicholson the closest to it. Greensboro to throw in far side. Still spending most of the time playing defense here are the Pride, but getting closer and closer to really their first legit, or second, I guess now, legit offensive opportunity. Still looking for their first official shot. This one sent into the front of the box to Fisher. Fisher up ahead. She's got a teammate turned aside by Greensboro. It's a foot race here to Walker. Walker to Moffitt. Garrity missed on the header. And here comes Carr again. She spun around. Cole coming up the other way to Marcondes. Marcondes to Friedlander. Long feed ahead. It's a foot race. Trinity Robinson trying to get there. She's pushed her defender down, and that's going to be a whistle.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. 2 hands from the back. It's always going to get called.
Well, like we said, Trinity Robinson, coming from an ODAC school in Guilford, certainly no stranger to physical play herself, and she has very much been a spark for Greensboro this year.
Yeah, there's something to be said, too, about this the experience in this Roanoke team. They only lost 3 players in the offseason. Meanwhile, Greensboro's got 18 newcomers, only 10 returners. So it's a lot of, you're a few games into the season, but it's still a lot of kinks you got to work out.
Sure, and you talk about, the experience and just the chemistry that a veteran team like Roanoke's put together. And Greensboro, you see the talent, but, yeah, the chemistry not quite there yet. This one's sent to the middle, cleared by Petroskis. Oh, Carr's got it. The rebound rib right back to her. Hanson dives, can't get to it. Goal, Carr. It ricocheted off of Petroskis, right back to Carr, and she buried it low right corner.
Yeah, you see just the press there. Relentless from the junior, Rebecca Carr. I mean, they lost the ball, and she's not going to give up on that yet. She kind of presses into that it just bounced perfectly her way as soon as she got that. And, that's a mix of her defense and then just cool, calm, collective finishing in the 1v1.
For Carr, that is her second goal of 2025. Almost tripped up there by the ball was Orndorff. And, this is where things kind of get dangerous if you're Greensboro. You've struggled to really get anything going offensively, but you got to be careful not to press even though you're down 2. Walker trying to get past Garrity. She does. Feeds it ahead to Fisher. This one up ahead to the middle. Cole will redirect. Looking for a teammate further up. It's McCullough instead. With it now to Robinson. Robinson played the carom off of Barry. This one fed up ahead. Marcondes is going to win the foot race. Can she get to it before it goes out of bounds? She does. Good save there by Marcondes, but it's taken away by McCullough. McCullough up ahead to Moffitt. He just bombs it towards the center of the pitch. Knocked down there by Linker to Petroskis. It's going to be taken away by Moffitt. Oh, good pass there from Fisher. Up ahead, it's Zoke. Tag's finally caught up with her. Zoke trying to work around it, and Tag pokes it out.
Yeah, it's great defense right there, not biting as she kind of feigned her body towards cutting back, and then she kept going forward. That's brilliant defense right there. But they're not out of the woods yet.
This will be the third corner of the game for the Maroons. High service headed and scored. Another goal for the Maroons. Was that Fisher that time, or was that Ashlyn Berry? 5 or 23? Okay, so that was going to be Fisher. Lauren Fisher, the junior from Long Island, New York, comes out of that massive humanity with her second goal of the year. Now for Greensboro, things certainly looking bleak.
Yeah, Greensboro a lot more deflated after that second goal. You could see just the gaps in the midfield. They just look so. They just don't look the same as they did when it was 1-0, and now it's going to be really hard to get out of this hole. But brilliant play on that corner kick. I mean, just dropped it right in. Lost her man, and just a matter of keeping your head over it at that point for Fisher.
Almost another turnover there. Zoke got in the way of that passing lane. It comes back to her now. Zoke to Fisher. Tag cuts it off. Sends it further up, but it's going to be taken away by Moffitt. Moffitt's pass cut off by Petroskis. Further up to Marcondes. Friedlander
Nicely done.
to Marcondes again. Good job. Just slowly working their way up the pitch. Long feed up the middle, but again, not finding their mark. They had Linker streaking up the far side, just couldn't get it to her.
Yeah, that attack looked really good with the 1-2s right there. But, you know, you see your man far, and then I think she just kind of got a little ahead of herself. She saw the defender pressing her, and she's like, I just got to get it off my foot.
31 minutes, 45 seconds to go. The shot discrepancy now 14-0. I'm going to look back and see when the last time Greensboro did not have a shot in a contest.
Yeah, this is certainly uncharacteristic of this team. But the Maroons are definitely a solid squad to try and face.
I tell you what, it's kind of been, we saw in the first half, Carr and Fisher certainly have quite a bit of chemistry. We've seen it from them here in the second half. Barry as well. So the last time the Pride did not have a shot on goal, you've got to go back to September 19th, 2023 in a 1-0 loss against crosstown rival Guilford. So, what, almost 2 years to the day.
Yeah, this is something they're not used to, but this corner could mean more problems for them.
Fired from the far side, headed away by Greensboro for a moment. The shot off of the crossbar. And
that's a handball on
okay.
On one of the Maroon players.
Marcondes fighting for position and possession. She's pushed by Zoke. And here comes Cole. Cole looking at her options, sends this one on up ahead right to Moffitt. And another handball. I'll be honest, I thought you were clapping at first. I said, well, thank you. Stoppage right as Friedlander was about to kick. Not sure why we're redoing it.
I don't know, but it's good news for Greensboro because that ball was unattainable.
Friedlander tying her shoe. Rest of those Marcondes. Now here comes Tag. High service, shy of the box. And redirected by the Maroons. Greensboro's going to have to race back and get it. They'll send it back to Hanson, and they'll start over. Fed up ahead the far side. Shea Brennan's kind of hidden over there. Nobody really saw her up the far sideline, but here comes Roanoke now. Almost lost possession, able to recover. Thaxton over here to Moffitt, back to Thaxton. Long feed up ahead, out of bounds. Was looking for Zoke, found nobody. Looks like 4 Greensboro substitutions about to come in. And yeah, Shea Brennan hobbling off here. Greensboro subs will be Allison Mann, Abby Lush. I also see Sanzata and Taylor. So on a night where you knew you were going to be without Kendall Cam, and they were trying to be careful with Brennan, and it doesn't work for Greensboro, is she now almost certainly done for the day with 28 minutes to go. You certainly don't want to make that any worse.
Yeah, and you hate to see it with someone that you knew you were trying to be cautious with. can just only hope that it's not going to be anything long term.
A header attempted by Marcondes goes off of Moffitt. Greensboro a quick throw in. It's going to be a foot race that goes out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Sushi. "28 minutes to play. As Sushi with a low liner. Petroskis.
Yeah, she knew she did it too.
Yeah, just absolutely leveled Moffitt.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that that wasn't a card, and what happened to Carr earlier was.
Yeah. Thaxton feeds this one. Far side. Fisher to Moffitt. Moffitt, far side of the box. It's cleared out by Greensboro for a moment, and we have another stoppage. Foul on Dawson?
It had to be. She was the only person over there, but that's I don't know if I can agree with that one. I mean, that's it's not a whole lot of contact, and for it to be this close to the box, that's something I would let play on. But a good shot, a good chance right here for the Maroons, and Greensboro's going to back that wall up just a bit. 5 people in the wall. You need it from this distance.
Sure do. Here comes Ava Walker. Fires that one just wide. I don't think anybody got a piece of it. It was, okay.
No daylight for the Pride just yet.
This will be a corner at the near left.
Number 8 on the corner.
It's going to be Lauren Rubino. Rubino high and airmailed everybody. Zoke's going to go back and get it. And out of bounds it goes. Roanoke to throw in. That's kind of best case scenario there. You just send everybody running after it. Throw in, headed away by Mann. She almost lost her footing. And Roanoke with it. As once again they'll set up the offense. Thaxton back to McCullough. Greensboro comes out to meet them just past the center line. Fed down the far sideline. Here's Zoke. Was looking for, I think it was Katie Griffin, or Carly Griffin, excuse me. And here comes Roanoke again. Greensboro, it just seems like they're only able to get 1 or 2 touches at a time. Now Fisher with it. Winds up, fires off of the top of the net. Just barely rejected, I think, by the crossbar. Whew, dangerous moment there for the Pride. If things were already bad, that was about to be whatever's worse than bad.
Yeah, that would have completely just killed everything that they had at pretty much any chance of generating reverse momentum there. I mean, my goodness, that shot was scary.
Yes, it was. That right foot of Fisher's got some power behind it. Moffitt on the corner. This one a little bit lower, a little further out. Greensboro trying to clear. It's going to go back to Moffitt in the corner. And knocked aside by Allison Mann. Good defense. Well, Bobby, assuming things stay the way that they are, obviously as a whole, this team has to regroup pretty quickly. You take on Barry in 2 days, but I think more importantly, and kind of more where my question is going, if you're Hansen, you're freshman. You've not given up a goal in 4 games. All of a sudden, the bottom kind of falls out today. How do you, as a freshman goalkeeper, reset for Sunday?
Well, you know, if you're Hansen, you got to realize it's not just her fault. It's hardly her fault that the ball is over here so much. When the ball is in your defensive half for 90% of the game, you're just going to get goals put behind you, even if you're a stellar goalie. Now, what I think it might probably affect her mental today, but she just needs to be able to brush that off and realize, like, that's going to happen. You know, the clean sheet was never going to be forever.
No.
And just try and come back and just recover at the next game.
I say if you're going to give up a goal, just do them all in one game, and you're good from here on out, right?
Yeah.
Possession fought for on the far side, and again sailed out of bounds. That one may have two-hopped the door to the Haynes gym.
But yeah, like you said, she'll have a little bit of time to recoup. One day, actually, to recoup. And then Sunday they're back here against Berry College at home, who we just saw took down the Meredith Avenging Angels.
Yeah, what did you see from Berry in that first game today?
They looked great. I mean, they really dominated throughout the whole game. They could play such good possession where they could play it along their back line.
Here comes Zoke, a dangerous look here for Roanoke. Greensboro sends it out of bounds.
But yeah, they had a really solid back line, and then everything kind of sprouted from there.
And much like we've seen Roanoke do today, they really spent most of the time offensively just terrorizing Meredith's goalkeepers and not really spending any time on the defensive half.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the shot differential was. I just know it was vast.
I think it was like 18-1.
Yeah.
Something in that neighborhood, yeah.
That's similar to what we're seeing here in this game, 15-0. But there's still 21 minutes to play, so, like, I'm not saying it's likely, but anything still is possible with this amount of time on the clock.
There's still another streak we can try to end, and that's the fact Greensboro hasn't scored in 6 matches against Roanoke. So even if the game itself may be starting to slip away a little bit, maybe Greensboro can find the back of the net. That one headed away by the Pride. Harry Moment. This one sent right back in on goal and turned aside by Hansen. And now Greensboro clears. Great job there.
Addison Cole, that was magnificent. 2 goal line clearances in one play. Wow.
What do we say? This is a talented freshman group, and I think Greensboro going forward is going to be very exciting to watch.
Well, and that play alone will fire you up.
Sure. That one will roll out of bounds. It will be.
I definitely think it was a shot because it was off the head.
Man, that was brilliant defense.
Cole has been very impressive.
Freshman out of Charleston.
Headed there in the middle. Greensboro trying to get something going offensively. Still can just barely get past the center line.
They're playing too deep right now to really make anything happen. You got a big old gap in the midfield. And they're not layering the press like they were at the beginning of the game where it was generating a lot more chances.
Here comes Roanoke up the far side. Fed up ahead to Griffith. Griffin now to Schmidt. Schmidt trying to work around Petroskas. Looks inside and misfired on that pass attempt. She ended up on the ground. Here comes Marcondes working on McCullough. That's been a tough assignment for Marcondes tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you get the size mismatch right there already, and she got through that one time. She hasn't really been able to break through since.
Kennedy McCullough, the senior from Apex.
Yeah, and it's just that, too, a senior on freshman.
Yep.
In the one-on-one.
Lush with it, tried to spin around her defender. She ends up down on the ground. Looked like their legs kind of got tangled up there for a moment. It'll be a free kick for Greensboro. Under 19 to play. That one headed on towards the near side. Petroskas will settle to Sanzata. Back to Petroskas. to Cole. Back to Sanzata near boundary. And that pass, in the middle of 6 or 7 black jerseys. Taken away by Trinity Robinson. She's showing a little bit of speed. Feeds this up ahead to Marcondes, or I thought it was to Marcondes, but ends up just rolling out of bounds harmlessly.
Yeah, once again, you see it there. They got the ball in a good spot. They had about 3 or 4 passing options, and she just panicked. You know, she sent it right into a black jersey.
Also seems about a little bit of confusion as far as who is expecting you to be where. We talked to Coach Johnston earlier this year about precision passing, and when you've played with some girls for a long time, you kind of realize, like, hey, I know where you're going to be, so I know that I can put the ball in this location, and I expect you to be there. Right now, they just don't have that chemistry yet.
Yeah, it seems like when they're timing their runs, it's just out of sync. And that's making it impossible to generate offense here.
Hanson punts it away, not very deep. And here comes Zook with it. Zook's got help behind her, and she'll find her help in Schmidt. Schmidt sends this one in on the box, redirected by Cole. Again, Addison Cole with a big defensive moment. She continues to be one of the stalwarts today. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt winds up, sends this one high and wide.
Yeah, that ball was a little menacing there for a second. Just couldn't get it to dip.
Substitution here. McElwain is coming in. Petroskis is coming out.
Just don't forget, if Roanoke makes a sub under 15.
It will be interesting as Greensboro again trying to clear. Obviously, you know, you certainly don't want to concede the game by any means, but it'd be interesting to see if a couple players who maybe haven't had a lot of playing time get a chance to get in once Coach Johnston thinks, hey, maybe we need to call off the dogs today.
Yeah, I mean, down 3, 16 minutes to go. If they're going to do it, it's probably going to happen within the next 5 minutes or so.
And that experience could be huge going down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, you might find a hidden gem that you weren't really seeing it at camp as much, and then you come out here, get them in a game, and they might be the secret sauce that you need.
Sent back to McCullough. She'll send it back the other way and out of bounds. Approaching 15 and a half to go.
Touching again on the experience of these squads, you know, it's you got also a fourth-year coach against
Sure.
a 37-year most decorated in program history. So it's definitely on all cylinders. You've got a lot more just experience playing together. A lot more knowing what to expect with your squad.
Well, Bobby, obviously you were around some last year, and we certainly appreciate your help when you're available this year. But you're a busy guy. Tell everybody what you're up to this year.
You know, just NC State's been good to me, and getting some reps over there, doing some camera stuff. But, you know, we'll be over at High Point a little bit as well. Just anywhere within driving distance that we can be, we're going to be.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming. We know you're a Greensboro native, so we certainly hope to see you around when you're able. And don't be a stranger. Come by, even if you're just got a day off. And we'll come by and catch
come
a game
to a game
or
as a
something.
fan or
yeah.
something. Still have yet to do that. I love Greensboro. It's like we were saying before the game, just perfect distance in between
Sure.
the two major cities, and the weather's always great in North Carolina, man. I can't complain at all.
Possession going back and forth around the center line. Roanoke really, at this point, I think you can kind of tell they're just trying to chew some of this clock away. And Greensboro, who's turning the ball over a lot here in the middle third, is kind of playing right into their strategy. Well, I say that. Here's a long feed up ahead to Schmidt. Left-hand side, foot race. She's not going to get to it. So it'll go to Hanson for a goal kick. We've got a stoppage and Couple new players coming in for the Maroons, including a change at goalkeeper. I assume that'll be Alexandra Laguna. Who was that came in, Steven? Oh, you just got who came out. Okay. Possession fought for right over here at Schmidt. And a foul on Greensboro. Greensboro has a substitution coming. I believe that's Brooke Shaw. No, it's not. I can't see a number. She's holding her penny right in front of her jersey number.
That's perfectly convenient.
Yeah. Cleared away the other side. You know, it's interesting. We talked about the minutes that Audrey Edwards had on Wednesday and the minutes she had in the first half. I don't think we've seen her at all here in the second half. Sent up by Mackenzie Taylor. Taken away by Adriana Cortez. That was one of the substitutions for the Maroons. Also, Autumn Oster, the senior from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Tag fires this one the other way. Marcondes going for it with Caroline Arndt, the freshman from Matthews, North Carolina, and a whistle on the far side again. Yeah, for Greensboro, you can just kind of tell they're gassed tonight and just really trying to hang on. Substitution now coming for the Pride. And that's going to be Jenna Elliott in, and Trinity Robinson is out.
Well, you're talking about this team is gassed. I've seen one person who I've seen not showing the symptoms of that is McElwain. I mean, every time she's been pressing the ball, or she's just, honestly, she's always going to challenge. I haven't seen her back down from anyone yet. She's trying to be a wall, and she's done a great job of that from this right side.
Another substitution coming here is Audrey Edwards. And she's going to take the place of Addison Cole. And I think we'd say job well done for the freshman Cole today.
Certainly. I mean, 2 goal line clearances in one play, another couple big defensive plays. I mean, she's been nothing short of marvelous.
Here comes Greensboro. Marcondes trying to work her way around a couple defenders. She's got Lush wide open if she wants her. It's taken away, though. Pass just a little bit too strong for Abby Lush. Greensboro will throw in. It's McElwain to Sanzata. Heads it right off of a defender. Sanzata looking for help. McElwain having to make a quick cut. Her pass to Lush is off the mark.
She had the nutmeg, and that was almost generating a solid-looking attack there.
Shots now 17-0.
I'll tell you what I've seen also is that, you know, whenever they start a counterattack, they're just kind of pushing into the trees there. They're not really waiting for at least anyone on their team to get up, make that lateral pass to create that space. It's just kind of going forward.
It's almost like one person gets too far out in front and there's nowhere else to go with it. Offsides there.
And you just got you got that disconnect between the back line and everyone else, really. I mean, your midfielders are obviously in the mix a little bit, but it's just kind of everyone else has been unreachable, it seems, on the front lines.
Senior defender Harley Pangle has come in for Roanoke. Sent up ahead by the goalkeeper Laguna. And out of bounds off of, I think, Cortez. Yep. Mann will throw it in. Excuse me. Off of the head of Elliott. Under 10 minutes to play here in Pride Field, or at Pride Field. Long run up ahead. It's going to be Zoke. Zoke trying to back down Rosie Tag. Tag will have none of it. It goes out of bounds. Yeah, we talked about the quick turnaround. At least at that point, the bad taste in your mouth hopefully doesn't linger any longer than Sunday.
Yeah,
you can't afford to get
it right back.
Yeah, and you can't afford to get in too big of a rut because who comes here Wednesday? It's Guilford.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big one.
Under 9.5 to go now. Yeah, we talked about how volleyball defeated Guilford, then men's soccer, and then football. And so you don't want to be the first team to lose to your crosstown rival.
Yeah, they're going to look to keep that blade sharp and
chance for Roanoke to the left of the net. Adriana Cortez with the soft touch, going to miss just wide. So Greensboro is going to fall to 1-1 against the ODAC. A 4-1 win against Averett last week will be negated by this one today. I won't say the outcome in terms of win, lose, or draw is a disappointment because we certainly knew that this was going to be a tough challenge for the Pride, but I think the manner in which the loss happened is I think where people are going to say, hey, they kind of left something to be desired today.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you got a couple injuries. No Kendall Cam is obviously a big factor, but it's not everything for sure. And, you know, you've got to have people stepping up to the plate and making the plays that matter most. So you look at this hustle right there. Even when it almost seems out of reach, you still gotta deliver that.
I think that was Marcondes over there. She's been another one. You talked about some people that were still hustling all over the place, and Marcondes has been one of those. And now I believe she's going to check out.
Man, made it for her. Because I know she wants it bad, man.
Sanzata, Tag, and Marcondes out. Brooke Shaw has come in for Greensboro. Playing with house money now at this point. This one's sent in on the ground towards Laguna.
Yeah, just letting that clock wind down as much as she can.
Header attempt there by Carroll. She missed it. Mackenzie Taylor. Nice spin move there. Nobody there to receive the pass, however. McElwain is going to watch it roll out in front of Harley Pengel. And another Maroon substitution. So for Greensboro right now, Shaw, Lush, Elliott, Taylor, Carroll, McElwain, Edwards, Mann, and I'm missing one. Shortle, Lila Shortle over there. Kind of surprised to see her. She had the leg brace on in warm-ups today. Lila Shortle able to get a couple minutes here at the end of this game. Good for her.
Yeah, back line rocking the knee brace right there.
This one's sent in to Carroll. Greensboro not able to get anything going. 6 minutes to go. A stoppage here as I think Mackenzie Taylor had to adjust her sock. Out goes Dawson. Greensboro making another change. Is that Grayley over there? Number 2? Yep. McElwain throws in. Quick carom back to her. Pride still looking for a shot. It's been almost 2 years since they've played a game without a shot. We said September 19th, 2023 against Guilford.
We're going to give that last one a shot.
I'm hearing from the production team that after further review, they are going to add a shot that happened a couple minutes ago.
Well, you got a good shot at getting a shot right here. Another corner for the Pride.
This one's sent in, and it's going to be cleared. Laguna about to send it down. So Greensboro not held off of the score sheet completely in terms of shots. 17-1, though, still a wide margin. Good job, Brooke Shaw, playing in the passing lane there. Turned it over or forced to turn over there for a moment. It'll go out of bounds. Greensboro maybe looking for one last offensive push. 4.5 minutes to go. That's going to go out of bounds. No, Graylee's able to keep it in. Mann sends this on up ahead. It will go out. And obviously, you think about intent and purpose and that sort of thing. And some of these players, some of these freshmen especially, they're playing for job situations for later this year or to get some more minutes or even to show what they can do for next year. So this isn't just, hey, let's just bleed out the final 4 minutes. They've still got some personal things to play for here.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is a chance for a lot of people to shine who don't always get the chance in a closer game, but and like I said earlier, you could find a hidden gem.
Well, I think too, because there are so many freshmen on this team, it just gives them a chance to get to play with each other a little bit and kind of learn, hey, these are your tendencies, these are mine. And just remember, these are going to be teammates for the next 4 years, so I think it's really good. Any minutes you can get them are good minutes.
Yeah, for sure. This is a program that is trying to build with this heavy freshman and sophomore presence. Only 5 upperclassmen of the 26 on the roster.
It's weird when you finish last season on a 11-2-3 run and you think, hey, we're in a great spot, but then you lose so many pieces and you have so many freshmen coming in. It's like you're rebuilding, but you expect to contend all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, up until this game, they've been doing just that. They've been exceeding a lot of expectations, but they've finally met their match here in the Maroons.
Good early season challenge for them. As for the Maroons, we'll take a look at what they have coming up on their schedule.
Yeah, they'll get to go back to Virginia on Wednesday. They got a match against Christopher Newport at 5 p.m.
That's always a tough draw. In any sport, anytime you get CNU on the schedule. Brooke Shaw sending this one towards the middle. Under 2.5 to go.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a major talking point from Coach after the game. Is just a lot of when you actually face the challenge and then you get the ball into the attacking area, you've got to keep a cool head, because I see a lot of rushed passes that just go to nowhere, and it's, you just got to hold the ball a little bit longer, know what you're going to do with it before you do it.
McElwain on the corner. Could be the last hurrah for Greensboro. This one sent in and poked away by Laguna. Picked up there. Oh, the shot's going to go high and wide off of the foot of, was that Petroskis back? No, that was 24, not 14. That was Jenna Elliott. Greensboro now 4 corners today. Here comes Carroll, not able to penetrate too deep before that one sent back out by the Maroons. Greensboro, though, regains possession for a moment. Cortez with it, and we're down to our final 60 seconds.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Well, the drought in terms of results will continue, barring any late magic here by the Pride. Man was not looking for that pass. So too will the goal drought for the Pride against Roanoke. 30 ticks left on the clock.
Yeah, well, they're going to come off of that high of being undefeated on the season, and it might be better that it's happening sooner rather than later, so you can
Sure.
you can get all that out of the way and focus on just a level-headed approach to the game going forward.
And, I think there were some warning signs, some cracks on Wednesday. Coach said in the postgame he thought that his starters came out really flat in that game on Wednesday, and obviously that carried over a little bit here as the final seconds tick away, and Greensboro still cannot solve the Roanoke College Maroons. 3-0 your final score. Obviously not a whole lot to dissect here in terms of numbers. Final tally, 20 shots to 1 in favor of Roanoke. Shots on goal goes 7-0. Corners goes 7-3. Fouls 6-5. Greensboro committing to 6. Your leading shooters today, Fisher 5 shots, 2 on goal. She scores 1. Carr 4 shots, 1 on goal. She scores 1. 1 shot on goal for Orndorff. Greensboro's only shot came from Jenna Elliott today. Goal scoring summary this afternoon is as follows. In the first half, Irene Orndorff scores at 35-25. Rebecca Carr in the second half, 55-15. And just under 2 minutes later, Lauren Fisher makes it 3-0 at 57 minutes left. So, Bobby, really not a whole lot to break down in this one, but I'll let you throw it your way for final shots anyways.
Yeah, well, pretty much a one-sided match. I mean, Rebecca Carr is phenomenal. Her talent is unquestionable when she was out there doing the flicks over the head and using her body to create that space. She's also just got burners, so it's hard to match up with someone with that size and that type of speed and that type of touch going against that. But, Greensboro, they've got a lot to look forward to in the next few games, and, a great showing by Roanoke today.
Absolutely, and a quick turnaround. We mentioned about less than 48 hours from now. It's a noon game on Sunday. That's the other thing, kind of puts a wrinkle in it. You don't really get a whole lot of time to prepare on that second day, so you got to wake up and be ready to roll on Sunday, and we'll see how they bounce back from their first real adversity of the year. Well, that will wrap everything up here for us today. If you've been with us all afternoon, we thank you for your time joining us on the Greensboro College Sports Network. If you joined us for the second game at least, we still appreciate you spending your Friday evening with us. A big thank you to all of our game day production staff, our Director of Sports Information, Stephen Whitenhouse, who moonlit as our producer today, and for my good friend Bobby Welch. Thank you so much for spending some of your Friday here with us.
It's been fantastic.
Well, we'll do it again sometime for sure, maybe with a better outcome. Your final score one last time, Greensboro College falls to Roanoke in the nightcap 3-0. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a green and white good night. This has been a presentation of Greensboro College Women's Soccer on the Greensboro College Sports Network.